Our next topic is composite functions. And we're given two functions right here, f of x, which is equal to x squared minus 1, and g of x, which is equal to 3x. And we need to find two composite functions. First, we need to find f of g of x, and then we need to find g of f of x. I'm going to show you how they differ. F of g of x is like this. You have f of x, because I made it right, I'll make it f of, and then what you do is you put the g of x on the inside, f of g of x. This is this composite function right here, when you see that. Now, g of f of x is a little different. G of f of x is like this, g of, and then what do you think you put on the inside? Guess, quick. Okay, you're right. It is f of x. Yeah, you put that on the inside. So we're going to try to find both these composite functions. I wonder if they're the same. Do you think they're going to be the same? Mystery for now. So let's start. We know that f of x is equal to x squared minus 1. And what you need to do is you need to take this g of x right here, this 3x, this g of x, and you need to put it in for every x here. This 3x goes in for every x into this. So we're going to put it in there. So what we got, this is what we got. We got 3x in for this x. So we'll put a 3x there. So yeah, I put the 3x in for that x. So I got 3x. Instead of just x, so I got 3x squared minus 1. Okay, and now we're going to go about simplifying it. So 3x squared is really 3 squared times x squared, because you distribute that there and there, minus 1. 3 squared is just 9, so I got 9x squared minus 1. And that's this one simplified. I wonder if we're going to get the same exact answer on this one. Let's try it out. So I know my g of x. My g of x is 3x, so I'm going to have a 3 times my x. No, let's write like this, 3x, and I'm going to put my f of x into my x function, right? So this f of x has to go into this function, so you can go in there, and that is this function right here. Is that one. So I got to put the x squared minus 1 in for that. Okay, so I'm at this point right now. Let's take this 3, distribute here and there. So I got 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. Were they the same? Oh, they weren't. Well, that sucks. Maybe they're not supposed to be the same. Actually, they're not supposed to be the same all the time. They could be the same, but most of the time I don't think they are going to be the same. So f of g of x is not the same as g of f of x for the most part. Now let's try to use this idea to evaluate a composite function. We're going to let f of x equal to 3x minus 4 and g of x is equal to negative x squared. We're going to find f of g of negative 2. Okay? In other words, we're going to find f of g of negative 2. So to do this, it's actually kind of simple. What we're going to do is we're going to take this negative 2 and we're going to plug it in for our g of x. So let's figure out what that is. I got g of negative 2 is equal to negative 2 squared right there. This is equal to negative, what's negative 2 squared? Negative 2 squared is 4. So g of negative 2 is negative 4. Now we take this negative 4 and we put it in for this. And so we'll really find now f of negative 4. So let's plug that into this formula. F of negative 4 is equal to 3 times negative 4 when I plug that negative 4 in for this x, minus 4. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, minus 4, and that gets me negative 16. So, in the end, f of g of negative 2 is equal to negative 16. And that's how you not only find a composite function, which is what we did up here, but that's how you evaluate one right down there.